Hello, people of the internet. This is the Geek Gaming Culture channel. And let's talk about Hive for just a second, or better yet, the Hive social account. And just so people are aware, I haven't made one just yet, but there is a trend that is happening. This might become a trend. Hive Social is basically a Twitter alternative because everybody thinks that Twitter is going to go downhill. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, but in the case that it burns to the ground because of certain people that are running it, and we'll get to that in a minute, people are kind of migrating over to this new platform. Now, there's been a few platforms that have come up, Mastodon being one of them. People think that people are going to just go over to Reddit, which is a firestorm right now. There's a few questions I have about that right in the moment with how that's being run. And of course, there's Truth Social. We all know who runs that. That's the more right-wing thing. And of course, we always know about Parler and Minds and those alt-tech stuff as well. But this seems to be something that has been getting attention. This is ran by two particular people. I'm not quite sure who their names are or their history. I have seen that there are some people that are confusing this with another thing that's been named Hive, and that has no relation to this other thing, but people confusing one with the other and are trying to dig up some things about the two people that are running it. This seems to be an alternative. Now, the general consensus why people are migrating over, other than the fact that, you know, who's running Twitter right now, and some people are not really comfortable with who they're letting in right now, is that the gaming Twitter sphere has seemingly been dissolved. And because of that, some people are not really happy about that, and they're moving over to Hive to get the gaming content. Now, that's one of the reasons why I might move over. Well, not move over, more make an account there in order to get to that kind of content and also to promote my own content. Of course, any exposure is good exposure, albeit there are a few people that are right now on Hive that I had some personal conflicts with in the past, so there's that I need to address. Well, maybe not necessarily address because I don't want to give them any attention, but some people I am kind of disappointed that they went in the direction they did, but I'm not going to go too much more into that. The issue that I have right now, and the one thing I do want to bring up, is this tweet right here. Now, before we go any further, I want to be quite clear. I am against any form of bigotry. I'm against any form of racism, any form of homophobia or transphobia, or any kind of xenophobia of any sort. Anybody who has known me knows that is true. I have friends who are in social media, both in real life and online. Well, online is just in real life long distance, that will know that to be true. They know that I don't put up with that either on my channel or anywhere, regardless of the race, whether you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, transgender, gay, lesbian, Republican, Democrat, Green Party, Libertarian, it doesn't matter. If you're a good person, if you mean well, if you have good conscience on your shoulders, then no doubt you are welcome. If you disagree with me, you are still welcome. There's no doubt that I'm going to disagree with people on certain political topics, which I want to get to here, because this tweet here leaves a lot of questions for me. And that's why I specified that at the first, where I prefaced that stuff before I read this, because it's going to make a lot of people think that I'm criticizing them, stamping down hatred, bigotry, and hate and vitriol. That's not my concern here. Here's the thing. It's great to be cautious of new brands. You should know who, what you're supporting. Just a quick reminder to clear up any confusion. Now, first thing here is a full red flag, because TU Star MP and Tate are banned. White supremacists are also deleted, no warning. Now, I have no problem with them not wanting those particular people on the platform. I have no problem with them saying, hey, this particular person, that particular person, we don't want them on the platform. I have no problem with that. What I do have a problem with is, why do you censor the name Trump? Everybody knows who you're talking about. Why bother doing that? That is a full-fledged sign that there's something going on here. And it has nothing to do with them taking out bigotry and hate. If they have a problem with spelling out the name Trump, then you know that there's a problem. I've seen a lot of people who will do that. Now, I do know there are some people on Twitter that will name search themselves in order to find tweets that have their name in them. That's probably why they do that to some extent. But there are other people who are just scared to say the name, and we all know who they are. So I don't know why that's the case, and I highly doubt Trump is going to name search to find this. He hasn't gone on Twitter yet since his account's been reinstated, so I don't understand the reason behind that. However, white supremacists are also deleted, no warning. Now, that in and of itself is fine. If you are a racist or you are a bigoted person, you should not have a platform, or are currently a white supremacist or a bigoted person, and you wear that on your sleeve, and you make no bones about it, and you do it in a current sense in 2022. You have no business being on any platform until the very least you clean up your act. I believe in forgiveness. I believe in second chances. I believe in stuff like that. I don't believe in cancel culture. That's why I believe that people do deserve second chances. But until you clean up your act, you clean up your mentality, then you need to take a step back before you are allowed to post anything again. Problem I have with this is that lately in places like Reset Era and on r/entertainment, which I do believe there needs to be a talk about that right now because I've seen a lot of people get banned for stupid reasons over there. The definition has meant anybody who dissents with another person by even a millimeter. Like if you don't agree with the Democrats not doing anything for a month after they knew that the Supreme Court decision was going to go down. If you are critical of the Democrats of that, are you going to be called a white supremacist? If you disagree with us sending money to help Ukraine out, is that going to be considered white supremacy? Are they going to use that as a way to censor different political viewpoints? This is why I say you need to have a clear definition of what that means to you. And you put it up there, make it transparent, and hold yourself to that. Plus, zero tolerance for bigotry and hate, and have fun posting. What does it mean to be bigoted and hateful on your platform? Now, full disclosure, I have not looked at their terms of service just yet. I still have to download the app, and I will give you an update when I find out what that's all about. However, we have seen places like Reset Era widen the net of what this stuff means, because they have used that as a way to censor different viewpoints as well. And there have also been nuanced points of view that don't necessarily are bigoted and hateful, but are opinions about a particular topic and a particular sensitive issue that you have to really be careful to navigate through, because it can be a minefield. These kinds of minefield issues that I'm going to probably call them, because you're not sure what's going to set somebody off or what's going to get you labeled anymore. You have to be particularly clear what that means, what your definition is. Now for r/entertainment right now, that is a huge problem, because some of their disclosures are really draconian and especially troublesome and problematic, because it's also saying that you have a particular opinion and you want everybody to just give you the echo chamber. And the reasons why people get banned from there right now is akin to how Reset Era is like. And plus, there's also this Occupy Democrats social media platform. I can't remember what the name of it was, and I can't get a Google search to tell me what the name of it was. But remember what Occupy Democrats have been accused of. They've been accused of several different things, including giving false information, true misinformation. Which brings me to another issue as to, if that's the case, then what about particular news articles, particular news stories that have to do with certain issues? Like, for instance, there have been people, even though Newsweek even reported on this, there are people that are censoring the Newsweek article about the 180 that Facebook did about the lab leak theory and about that story. I've seen some places even do that. Or would they let someone like Glenn Greenwald or Jimmy Dore or Kim Iverson or The Rising or Breaking Points or Aaron Mate, would they let those people in? Would they let them use the platform? Or would they say that's a bridge too far and they would try to ban them from getting on the platform and sharing their viewpoints? How far does this label go? Because people have also misused the label. I want to know that if I go on there and I bring up, say, we need Medicare for all, or we need to free Julian Assange, will that be considered bigotry and hate? Will that be considered white supremacy? Because it has nothing to do with that. Freeing Julian Assange, yes, we should do that. Let's be quite clear about that. Would that be censored? Would that get me banned off the platform? Because if that's the case, then this is not something that we should be looking at. Because yes, bigotry, hatred, homophobia, transphobia, anything in between, that should be taken care of. But we should use those labels with care and not just throw them around because those labels have meaning. What are the political leanings of the two people that are running it? Are they libertarian? Are they progressive? Are they liberal? Are they green? Are they Republican? Are they Lincoln Project? What are they? I need to know this. I need to be sure that if I go onto this platform and I post the Newsweek article about the lab leak theory, is that going to be reported? Are they going to ban me on the account of me linking to an article like that from an official source, from a reliable source? If I retweet a Breaking Points video, am I going to be banned for that? Am I going to be called a hateful, bigoted white supremacist or a TR star MP supporter? What is going to be the line that you can't cross? Where is the line? When do I cross the line? At what point of me sharing my viewpoints would I cross line? Yes, I want to be in a social media platform that doesn't cater to the Richard Spencers of the world, but I want them to do that while at the same time recognizing that there's the Kim Iversons of the world, that there are the libertarians of the world that don't necessarily want that, but also want to address the corporate pandering that goes on right now and corporate exploitation of these issues in order to gain a quick buck without understanding what exactly they're talking about, or just using it to gain a quick buck without really caring about hiring those people of different ethnicities or different sexual orientations or being by gender or anything in between. And this is not me saying that you should or shouldn't go there or that you need to agree with me on any of these issues. And you may notice I haven't given my take on any of these issues outside of the Julian Assange things. I don't think he did anything wrong. But I believe this is an important thing to answer. These are important questions that need to be asked. If someone were to join up on the platform, that yes, they're going to take care of things like bigotry and hate, that's no doubt an important thing that needs to be addressed, but they're not going to use that as a way to censor political viewpoints. Because despite what I may think, I want to be challenged. I want to see other people's points of view. I want to see other perspectives. I want to see that kind of stuff. I want to challenge my beliefs. That's why, despite me getting on Jim Sterling about a lot of things, I don't hate the person. I don't hate the individual. I don't hate them. I watch their videos a lot because I want to be challenged. I want to be able to say this is what they got right, this is what they got wrong. And I welcome everybody to challenge my beliefs on things as well. And if I'm going to get on the platform, I don't want it to become an echo chamber where the only viewpoints I have is the viewpoints that they agree with. And to not be able to dissent in any sort of way with their viewpoint. What about me being a centrist? Centrism gets a lot of flack anymore from the right and the left. So what if I'm an independent? What if I say that some things from the right wing are correct and some things from the left wing are correct? What if I'm a centrist? Is that going to be welcome on the platform? I think these are important questions that you should be asking. And you should be asking them directly. And plus, despite people trying to find these Twitter alternatives, this is something that was started around maybe 2017, if I recall correctly. So this has been around for quite some time. If people were looking for these alternatives, they should have found that by now. And they obviously found it this past day or so. But all of a sudden now, everybody's making an account there. And I'm seeing a few people think that's a little sus, but I don't know if that's enough to say that there's anything to that. I don't know if that's the case. I don't think they're astroturfing or anything like that, because I've seen some legitimate people who are making accounts there. And maybe they're buying into it too, I don't know. But maybe I'll make an account on there as well. If I do, I will no doubt do some work on there to see whether or not I think is a good alternative and what their terms of service actually are. Because I think you deserve to have some disclosure about that. You deserve to have some form of idea as to what to expect, and if they are going to allow different viewpoints to be addressed there without them labeling it something it shouldn't be. And for the record, I'm not quitting Twitter. You do you, I do me. It's something that, hey, it's been engraved in our lexicon anymore, so there's really no way this is going to die out anytime soon, regardless of who owns it. I mean, there are people who like the current person who owns Twitter, but let's be quite honest, that shows you just how much they disliked the people that were running Twitter. That was a cesspool. So yeah, I would like for them to be a little bit more transparent about what exactly to expect. Hopefully they're not using the label as an excuse to censor anybody, and you know what I mean by dissent and disagreements as opposed to bigotry and hate. There's a lot of blurring the line, so we will soon see. I will no doubt update you if I find anything out. Until next time, this is a Geek Gaming Culture channel that just happened.